Hello and welcome to Casting Roles, a persistent D&D campaign played by a bunch of theater nerds. Thank you for joining us. If you're liking the show, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And if you'd like to reach out to the show, you can find us on social media. We're on Twitter at Casting Roles and on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Casting Roles ILM. Our videos are uploaded on Friday on our YouTube channel, and our podcast, which is new, is uploaded on Mondays. And you can find all the information about that at castingroles.com, or sorry, castingrolesilm.com. But with no other announcements, we'll go ahead and start the show. So, ticket takers. You've spent about a week or so, or 5 days, in the capital city of Alyria, and you've had many experiences. Most recently, most of the party went off to the local circus, which had been taken over by the Star Speakers. Kaimana was able to interact with a lot of exotic animals, including some Paratons, a Totoro, a tiger, giraffe, and then you all went to the actual show itself, where the Star Speakers decided it was a good idea to attempt to command the audience to join them in Starfall. This led to a conflict in which you took out one of the Star Speaker leaders, and also the Froghemoth and Spectator that they summoned to defend them. And then approaching the rest of the circus team, they asked you if you had got the rest of the fuckers, and we're very pleased that you had freed them from the control of the Star Speakers. Capturing one, you dragged him back with you to the Naiad's bargain, where Marlowe and Juri, who had previously invaded, broke in, committed a B&E at Uriel Dane's house, had discovered that Uriel Dane was not Uriel Dane, that he was actually a Slod in disguise. Uncovering the real Uriel Dane, you rescued him and also freed him from the control of the Slod, who slinked off into the night to places unknown. You all gathered back at the Naiad's bargain, had a screaming match about which one of you got into the more chaos of the night, and you went to sleep.
You forget that we burned down half of a circus tent.
You did burn down half of a circus, but you put it out. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a win some, lose some.
Yeah, and considering that we were expected to burn the whole thing down before we even went, I think this is a win for us.
You know what? You did a little murder.
Column.
You did a little murder. It cancels
it. A little murder, but everybody there said okay.
Okay.
And that's fine.
And if everyone agrees that it's all right.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So we wake the next morning, each of you kind of in your own rooms or the ones that you share with fellow members. It was a kind of a later evening, so you slept in a little bit this morning. And the day is here before you, with the knowledge that probably in an hour or so, Mar is going to be called to the palace for her questioning in the trial of Juri and Tailors. So what do you all like to do?
I am going to spend the moment to train Little Source.
Okay. Make an animal handling check. Is there anything particular you're trying to train him in?
Just to I'm not training him on any new commands, which I have all written down. I'm just training him to know when to hide, know when to put his own survival ahead of anything, his curiosity, basically.
Yes, that's a very good skill for a ferret to learn.
Yeah.
Oh, the beholder. This is my friend.
Yeah. But yeah, so animal handling.
Yes, and since you've already established a strong relationship with him, you can do it with advantage.
Good. 25.
25.
Nice.
Very convincing. You and Little Source are getting into a very good trainer partnership there, and he responds very well to your training, and he hides when you give him the command. He appears when you give him the command. You've even get him to there's something really interesting, you can avert his attention pretty quickly and easily, so you can get him to do something else that you need him to do.
Okay, cool.
All right.
He's learning very quickly.
He's a good little guy.
Maybe he could teach Anansi a few things.
Anansi's perfect. Just the way he is.
Did Juri just give a compliment?
He truly is.
I love Anansi, and it's been established since the first time Juri saw Anansi that they're obsessed with Anansi, okay? I love Anansi. And I didn't compliment Abel, I complimented Anansi, okay?
I realized that after I said it.
Yes.
It was like a compliment by proxy because he creates Anansi. So.
Yeah.
I'm going to, at the breakfast table.
Did Abel sleep last night or did he read?
Oh, shit.
Tough choice.
That'll be my last round, won't it?
Yes, if you read last night, you will have completed the book.
Hold on.
But will it give him exhaustion?
It will give you exhaustion, but it will increase your intelligence to 22.
So keep in mind that later tonight, though, we might have to do some shit with that museum.
Yeah.
So I think
He
should be
never
rested.
asked us to steal the thing. I have to be
No,
on record.
but
He
I'm
said,
saying-
just look around.
No. I'm just saying this could be very potentially dangerous, and we might need spell
But a
slots for it.
22 intelligence on an investigation check. I'm just saying.
There's also the opportunity for Abel to sleep this morning if he wants to get in some
True.
rest.
I'm going to read through the night. I read through the night, yes.
Okay, so Abel hits 22 on his intelligence, but does have a point of exhaustion until you get a long rest.
Cool. Let me mark that. While I am
Also
doing
means you
this,
didn't get a long rest.
Pardon?
That also means you didn't get a long rest.
yeah. Oh man, my spell slots.
That's what I was saying.
But there is this like period of time before you guys are supposed to go to get your masquerade outfits where you could sleep now while everyone else is doing things if you wanted to.
Put your little do not disturb sign on the door.
Okay.
Nyroy doesn't come around with the cleaning kit. Housekeeping.
He's busy.
Oh, right. That's
I will come down for breakfast. And while we're at the breakfast table, I want to further investigate the locket that sort of found from the Star Speaker magic user.
Okay, so you identified the locket the last time, and you identified that the locket itself is mundane, but there's some kind of magical energy coming from inside. You didn't have a chance to open the locket at the time, but here you're gonna open the locket. So I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Disadvantage.
Because it is a saving throw, right?
Yeah, because you're exhausted.
Yeah.
Sad.
Wisdom.
You're great at wisdom.
I could be a bit wiser.
You're great at what?
Oh, a 15.
Oh.
Okay.
And go ahead.
That was your with disadvantage?
Oh shit! No, that was.
Oh no!
And what's the next roll?
A 15 and a 19.
Oh,
no, a 3. I'm sorry, no, a 3. It rolled.
All right.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. Hold on. Oh yeah, no, that's right. It's 15
Now
and 3.
you are doing this kind of at the breakfast table. Is anyone else paying attention to what Abel's doing?
No, I'm training the.
If he said it was magical, yes.
Okay, I need you also to make a wisdom saving throw.
And I do feel like I would have
I don't
told
think Mara
Juri,
is.
like,
Shor's already tried and found himself opening it and then looking at the closed ones. So clearly not meant to be. So I'll be concentrating on the bacon.
I got an 11.
11.
I don't know what that
Okay,
does for me.
so Abel, there's a moment where you kind of are reaching to open it, and you feel this like energy releasing as you're opening it, and it kind of washes over you for a moment, but it passes by, and you're looking at the open locket, and it is not a mundane locket in any sense, because on the interior side there is a single yellow eyeball with a dark black slit, and it's going. And then there's a moment where it goes and locks onto you and is just staring at you, and it kind of, the pupil dilates.
ugh.
You can make an Arcana check as you're doing this, but it is watching you.
Josh, I
Have I
hate
seen
that.
this
I think I know
before?
what it is. I hate that. I really do not. I do not want it to be that.
Arcana at a 22.
22. So you have
No, wait, no, I mean, no, I have it.
Oh, a disadvantage.
It was,
Yeah.
um,
Mhm.
Oh no.
Sorry.
You're good.
I forgot my thing because I read through the night, right? So
Yes.
You traded it for knowledge.
We'll get to Jace's in a second.
no, come on now. 17 or a disadvantage. All this. 17 is it for with disadvantage?
So you have no idea how they've managed to do this. You do not understand the magical capabilities that are being expressed here, but this is a pocket, like almost like a pocket portal in a way. And you are not looking into a locket. You are looking through the locket, through space and time to another location where something else is looking through the other side at you.
Okay, Josh, you're gonna I actually just rolled a straight intelligence and not arcana.
Oh, okay.
It should have been a 27 with disadvantage. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, it's the same thing. So like,
okay, never mind then.
So you're good. But yeah, so like the magic essence that was there is like beyond anything that you've ever seen. The fact that they were able to create this almost like rip in space and time that connects two locations. Like you can tell it's a portal, but it's not a portal that closes after 6 seconds. It's a portal that maintains and stays open constantly. And so you get the sense that whatever is looking can look and see through the locket.
I'm going to tilt it to Juri and say, have you ever seen anything like this before?
So Juri, the moment you tilt it towards Juri, there's just in a moment like the locket tilts towards Juri and Juri's face just moves away from it. And they don't respond.
Yeah.
Hello?
Who has the locket?
I'm going to close the locket.
Okay, you close it. Juridan, the next thing you realize is Abel is sitting there with the locket closed in his hand.
What the fuck happened?
You spaced out for a moment. You don't remember anything?
Not since you opened it.
This is not the type of magic that I am used to dealing with. It looks like it can wipe your memory or peer into your mind. Someone is watching from the other side, obviously, though.
It's very high-level stuff.
Extremely high level. Calm down.
With a 27 on Arcana, Abel, you would know that putting this in your bag of holding would be a very bad idea.
Yeah, a portal and a bag of holding, not good.
So I don't know why. I'm going to. Oh man, I don't want to keep this thing on me. I'm going to put it in my back pocket for now.
Okay.
And we will have a conversation with the person on the other end at another time. There's too much on our plate right now to try and...
Abel, are you trying to get into another monstrous relationship so soon after your last one?
I'm a glutton for punishment, Juri.
Maybe we will get along better than I thought.
Abusive relationships, I identify.
Bad decisions. I get it.
I really like what Josh said. No, you can't just put this one in the bag of holding and try to forget about it. Not this time.
Nope.
Hey, that worked out for a while.
It did.
It did.
What are Marlo and Soris doing this morning?
You first.
Oh, I don't think much. I think Mar's pretty quiet, pretty by themselves this morning.
I asked Mar if we can talk in a room alone in a little bit.
Ooh, what's going on?
Like now? Ooh.
When we finish breakfast.
Oh, I still have the...
Okay. So, yeah. I do have to go get interrogated in like a hot second here,
right.
So
this will only take a few seconds.
Perfect.
About tonight. I know there are plans about going to the museum.
Right.
Have we thought about someone else infiltrating Tarlo's estate to search his desk for information, since he will be at the event?
I think I pretty much got what we're going to get on Whistleton. From what I've understood from the information we've just got, is that everything he had, he's now keeping in the museum.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I don't think there's anything more on his estate. I think someone learned his lesson and moved everything important out of the estate into a place with better security.
That makes sense. What about breaking into Yusef's office in the castle?
So I have an idea on that. I was going to wait until the masquerade. And you see, I have a very convenient and excuse of saying, oh no, I have to go lose my mind in the woods for the rest of the night now. So I was going to time that a little bit early, take Amalia with me, who also has to coincidentally go do the same thing, leave, put Amalia on guard. I break into the room. You gave me and Amalia the sending stone, so she can actually give me a heads up now should someone come our way. I get what I can get. We leave. We run off to the woods. In theory, no one should be able to prove that we were there.
That makes sense. My only concern is that they're planning on doing something. The slide said something about something being explosive.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm worried that we need to find out what that is before the event.
The problem is my gut feeling is that that's not a priori. My gut feeling says that that's the shadow and Vox Populi.
Okay. That makes sense.
But I am I sure of anything? No. So, but that's the way the Shadow's letters were worded about it made it seem like this was something a priori was not to know about. And okay. I'm going to be honest, Doris, if I had to take a guess where I've been doing a lot of thinking about this, Soris.
Which is why I'm
in our one night.
Another conspiracy map. Oh no.
So I've been thinking, if you wanted to do the language on the thing is on the letter is that this is to target, a king, right? An inept king and his doomed kingdom, versus Vox Populi, who's that leader, has told us that, well, Juri told us that their thing very much seems to be against patricians and the ruling class, right? Those people are all going to be together on one night, and they're going to meet at the masquerade. And I just think it would be very smart if you were to hit the masquerade. Meanwhile,
oh God,
you are grabbing things at a museum while no one is looking there. And you are grabbing everything you need for the real thing that you're trying to do, which is not the fireworks, but it's very distracting, isn't it?
You just gave me a very, very evil idea.
Awful. I hate when I do this.
It happens all the time.
So do I.
Go on.
It's a good one. It's
Well, when you preface it as a very evil idea, and then no, it's actually good.
Well, no, it's not evil. Just
I know.
Devious.
Also, Rob, just to for scheduling's sake as well, you and Mar are expected tonight to fight, just for your own.
Yeah, right. We have to go fight tonight.
So, just for your timetables and everything, you are expected to fight tonight. Whether you go or not, but you are expected to fight tonight.
Which you can do after the museum, because the wine cellar stays open late. So
yeah.
Oh, that's good. But just for your thinking.
Yeah.
But go ahead with your crazy idea. I'd love to hear it.
Oh, I want to save it.
No. We don't do that. You don't say out loud, I have an evil idea. No, it's actually good this time. Okay, bye. No.
Okay. Here we go. All these people are going to be gathered at the event, which is most likely where a strike would happen.
Mm-hmm.
So we need a way to get all of them to leave prematurely, so that even if something happens, no one's going to be there for it to happen too. So I was thinking, what would happen if right around sundown, swarms of rats invaded the space and started overrunning the food table and the patricians?
Please don't fuck the king's birthday. Do I have to beg you not to do this?
Do you want our plan to rely on swarms of rats?
Well, as one facet of it, I mean, the rest of us will still be there and working actively to find out.
I like how you assume I'm going to be there.
No. I know you're doing your thing.
Right. And it's very stressful. You understand that I will not be there.
Yes.
But you have the rats, so why would I worry when you have swarms of rats? No, I think that is a good idea to try to have some backup plan of we need everyone to evacuate now, but we need to not raise alarms. Rats, I think, is actually pretty clever.
Yeah, and we could send out the boys from the ship in the morning to go through the sewers and the warehouse district and all that to round them up and get them staged close to the event.
Good. All right. I mean, I'm hoping that when I get yelled at today, that maybe I'll get some kind of glimpse of what Dane told them and what they think they should be expecting of the masquerade, at least publicly. What they, if they've admitted anything's gone wrong. My gut feeling says no, but we'll see.
And as far as plans go, is either the rats or release the flaming skull. I think there's much less killing.
I do not think the flaming skull is going to do the damage that you want the flaming skull to do.
That would be us doing their work for them, as far as creating an incident with the patricians.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hold off on that one, just so we all know.
I'm glad. Don't waste it here. No.
I appreciate that thinking.
Nah. Why would you use a skull when you could never use a skull for a rat's job? You know what I mean? All right.
As you are all having this conversation kind of in a separate location, everyone who's downstairs sees the front door of the Naiad's Bargain open, and in walks, very out of place in this location, the regal stature, beautiful but simplistic violet robe of Lenaria Mistweaver.
Hi, Lenaria.
Oh,
Mistweaver.
Good morning, all. I was on my way to the palace, and I thought that Marlo would like some accompaniment on her trip there.
I think she'll be much happier to see you than Bolt. So.
Oh, Bolton was doing much paperwork. Apparently, we got a late night report of some shenanigans that, of course, you all were involved in.
Oh, yeah.
Not all of us. No, not all of us.
I mean, I've been doing really good with my probation, but yeah, maybe.
Well, thankfully, things look not in a negative sense for the ticket takers. Perhaps you've done some good, although Dane will never admit it. But
we don't expect that much of him, so.
Is the real one back in place?
Yes. Still no sign of our otherworldly friend, but difficult to keep track of shapeshifters.
Yes.
Oh, if we like are coming down at this point, Mar does like skip a step upon seeing Lenaria Mistweaver just in the space,
chilling.
but like has a 20 on dexterity and like is fine, but like definitely skips a step. Just out of fear, like what, this person in the space, weird. Like
Yeah. She's kind of at the counter and she waves at the bartender. Can I just get a morning coffee with just a splash of whiskey, please?
Yes, I love her.
Marlo, good morning. Saurus
Morning.
as well. Yes. Are you prepared for your questioning today?
I think I'm about as prepared for a questioning that is not going to be about what it's supposed to be about as one can be.
It's a good thing to keep in mind is that you are walking into a certain type of den. I wouldn't give them the rating of lion, but they're tempted at least.
Right.
Snake pit?
Yes, that's a good one.
Like big cats.
Yes, so just knocking things off of tables. Yes. She drinks some of the coffee. This is a very interesting establishment. This is where you've been calling home for the last week or so.
From my college days.
Very nice. I remember this used to be what was it? Like a smoky poetry zone where people would like play small drums as they read very, very bad poetry. It wasn't called the Naiad's Bargain back then.
It was before my college days, but I'm sure.
Yes. Oh, I won't say how long ago it was, but far before, I'm sure. Are you all going to stay out of trouble today?
Yep, I've got nice plans today, so no worries.
We're going to try.
Who's a good little ferret?
She sees Little Saurus for the first time. What is this adorable? And she kind of goes over and she's like, are there treats? Does he do tricks?
And I'll do a little repertoire real quick.
She just claps. That's adorable. Very well trained and very nice work, Hermana.
And I would be like, he's going to stay out of trouble today.
That's very good.
Yep.
He does. At least one of us.
He's not a ticket taker at heart, then.
Don't say that.
Yes.
That's true.
But Motto, if you would like to make our way.
Before you go, I like make eye contact with you, Mar, and I'm like, "You got this, okay?"
And you got this.
I don't know about that, but
yes, you do. Now
okay,
look at me.
Okay,
you got this.
You've got this. You've got this. I've got this. You've got this.
Absolutely.
Who's giving who inspiration?
Yeah, we're both just like a little bit in tears, like you got it.
All right. Lenaria goes to the front entrance and she begins to trace a spell sigil in front of the door. And then she says, if you're ready to go, she places the final sigil. She places the final sigil, and where the door was, there a portal just rips open and she walks through. And you can walk through after her.
I will do that.
And you feel yourself kind of pulled through space for a moment, and you are in the central welcoming hall of the palace, and she begins to kind of make her way towards the chambers, kind of leading you on. As Marlo is preparing for this, Jordan has plans, but what are Abel, Saurus, and Kamana going to do?
I also should point out, as soon as the closes, I turn to Saurus, Abel, and Kaimana and go, "So, baby squad, since Bolton didn't show up, what are you doing with the man upstairs?"
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah, you forgot about the man tied up upstairs? I didn't.
He'll be fine for another day, right?
How about you just take him to the actual police? You can just take him to someone who's not Bolton. He's not the only person.
If we just imagine us showing up and saying that this, from the circus that's no longer there, was mystically hypnotizing people, and things are going horrible, and you don't know who we are. How do you think that's going to go over?
So I didn't tell him the truth, but I said you have to do something with him.
Besides, I think it would be worthwhile for the risk breakers to be aware of the threat and to do that. So maybe we can find out where
one of my sending spell slots.
Maybe we can find out where Bolton is through other means.
There's got to be some way again.
Thank you, Juri.
Right, guys. What am I? What am I? Your messenger now? Am I the ticket taker official messenger?
You're the only one skilled enough to be able to do that.
You're looking like my ass kissed. All right, let's do it.
To becoming a ticket taker. So.
All right, but if this doesn't work, you have to take care of the man upstairs, and I'm not helping you.
Oh, I'll take care of the man upstairs.
Not like that. Not like that. Not like that. No one said that.
It's evil, but it's also good.
I didn't mean it like that.
What am I supposed to take from that source?
Just make sure he can't get away and doesn't make any noise.
Okay. I'll send a message. You sending Bolton? Hi, Bolton. Good morning. It's Juridan. The ticket takers caught evil cultist, would like to deposit him with you. Could you send someone to Naiad's bar again? Thank you so much. Enjoy the paperwork.
A moment goes by and it's just like, why is it always me?
I don't know why they wanted it to be you.
There is a risk breaker outpost in the theater district. He gives an address that you recognize.
Sure.
The code word for entrance is lemon drops. Please just drop him off there.
God, risk breakers are such fucking nerds. Lemon drops? Fox Popular would never. All right.
What about lemon drops?
That's the code word. And I tell them where to take them. There you go. Mm-hmm. And that's your job today.
Can you make him invisible before we go?
Abel can make him invisible.
Can you make him invisible before we go, please?
Can one of you cast invisibility?
I have one more spell slot before.
Oh, I forgot. I look over and you've got the dark circles in your... Wait, Abel, are you resting today or are you not resting?
I think I'll spend most of the day just...
Oh, then waste your last spell slot. Yeah, that's fine. Then you go ahead and use your spell slot.
Yeah, this will be my last second level, I think, so...
Wait, do you have to hold concentration on it?
Yeah.
We'll say that while he's resting, he can hold concentration.
Okay. As long as that works. Yeah. Perfect. All right, you use your spell slot. And then that's that. And I have something to do today, so...
Stay out of trouble. We will see you later.
I have to go get changed. So.
Sorceress and Kamana are going to handle the handoff of the Star Speaker.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll send
a Nancy with you.
I don't know why we're the least reputable people in the group to handle it.
Well, you're the ones who did it, and I've got plans.
You made your bed. Roll in it.
Yeah.
What is Juri doing today, or is it a secret?
Well, Juri, I mean, you can ask before I go.
I'll ask. What are your plans for the afternoon?
I have a date.
Oh.
Don't make fun of me. What? You could have a date too. Mr. Jaren Pohl was asking about you last night.
That is strictly business. That has nothing to do with romantic inclinations at all.
Well, I think he was very romantically inclined personally.
Well, you would, seeing that you are starting a new romance that is just blossoming.
No, it is not starting a new romance. It is nothing like that. We're just getting coffee. That is it. That's everything. I have to make sure he's not a spy, and we'll be fine. Great. That's it. That's all we're doing.
Okay.
That's right.
Well, you enjoy.
I've been on lots of dates, actually. Lots of dates. Roll deception. All right. Here you go.
Oh, no, yeah. Definitely doing an inside check.
Oh, I got a 24. All right.
Damn.
I've been on lots of dates, actually. Very experienced.
Yeah. Well, let us see, because...
With disadvantage.
You guys can roll.
Oh, no.
Disadvantage.
You fought able. Because
you're so tired. You're like, yeah, that means...
I am sure. You are pretty dateable, yes, I can see that.
Thank you. I appreciate
But
it.
I am going to go rest up, so
Okay.
enjoy yourself. Don't say anything stupid on your date, and
I'll try not to.
Abel smacks invisibility onto the star speaker and
Yeah.
passes him on to Soros and Kaimana, who head out with the star speaker in tow. We'll cut back over to the palace.
No.
Mari, you're waiting outside the entrance hall. And then after a few moments, the doors to the chamber opens and you enter in. Similar setup with the the triumvirate in the three corners in the shadows, so you can't see what they look like.
Mhm.
The fourth corner is Volmir Rylus, and then the Curie Regis is at the high table.
Can I do an insight check on Volmir Rylus?
Yeah, sure.
Like what's his vibe today?
check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. He looks pretty much like he normally does, except maybe a little like he hasn't been getting a lot of sleep lately.
Mood.
Yeah,
Totally. Okay.
But he's very focused on what's attending. He seems to be taking notes as well in something.
Yeah. Is Yorian in this room?
So Yorian he's in the box where the accused sits the whole time.
Cool. Do I get do I feel the brand up on this Yorian?
Yeah, you kind of tone into your brand magic for a moment, and it is pinging 20 feet away.
Cool. I wish I could just like zap him a little bit, you know, like a little bug zapper. I wish I could do that.
He's just in the box like shaking.
Me too.
Just like a little like a, you know, just like a little static electricity.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt him. I just want him to be annoyed.
He's not really looking in your direction as you
Cool.
enter in.
That's
You
fine.
feel the zone of truth wash over you. Do you allow it to
Let it
take
happen.
Okay. And you take your space at the center witness podium. And Yusef kind of sits up in his chair. Marlowe of the Ticket Takers, the Adventurers Guild. Thank you so much for joining us today for our final questioning day and trial of Yorian. Just for the record, where did you meet Yorian Taldaran?
I met him in Feldspar.
While you were there on a mission for the Risk Breakers, correct?
Correct.
All right. So during the course of the work of Feldspar, we received a notification from the Order of the Lycan, which you are a member of Yorian's intentions for the Golden Bough. Why did you reach out first to the Order to inform them rather than to Bolton Kuhn, your Risk Breaker attaché?
At the time, Bolton had demonstrated that he trusted Yorian more than he trusted us. And I was unsure of how many of Yorian's men had infiltrated the Risk Breakers in Feldspar. So I did not know if any correspondence that I sent to the Risk Breakers would actually make it to the castle.
And just in the sense of the timeline, how soon before you made this call to the Order did you learn of Yorian's intentions with the King's birthday?
Josh, that's a hard pull. I did it like later that day, right? I did it that night.
It was that night, yeah.
Okay. I did it as soon as there was an opportunity where I knew I was alone and would not be overheard.
Very good. You have proven to be quite an asset to the Crown's workings. You you helped with the apprehension of Yorian as well as uncovering his plot. And we are greatly thankful for your loyalty to the Crown, of course. With that in mind, you did spend some time in Hightower in the Rift, correct?
Yes.
Recently, you may be aware that the Crown finally did away with that out-of-bounds region of control. While there, we uncovered several interesting weapons of an advanced nature and design. Would you happen to know where these weapons were designed, or who was responsible for the designing of these weapons, and maybe perhaps what Vox Populi intended to use them for?
They are showing that artificer stuff, right?
Yeah, specifically guns.
Phileas, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I apologize. My focus when we were in the rift was not on anything mechanical or weapons of that nature.
That's unfortunate. While there, did you happen to meet with or discuss any issues with the leader of Vox Populi?
Can we go bullet time for a second so I can think?
Oh, what an absolute bitch.
What a move. This is not the way I thought this was going to go. Oh, boy.
We knew Mars was going to be the worst.
Yeah.
What was the exact phrasing of the question?
Did you have a conversation or interaction with the leader of Vox Populi?
All right. So this. No one was ever introduced to me as the leader of Vox Populi.
Oh. Were there any high-ranking members of the organization that you could name?
I'm really not aware of the rankings or membership of Vox Populi. I apologize.
Well, unfortunate again. Also, there in our investigation of the rift, it became quite clear that such a ragtag organization could not quite have possibly funded or carried out the actions of Juri and Talderan. Would you happen to know exactly where Yorian was getting his funding or support in his endeavors?
Yorian never said anything about where the money was coming from.
He kind of looks at Dane for a moment and then looks back. Just a few more questions.
Of course.
On your journey to Hightower, you were aboard the Princess's airship?
Yes.
Which was attacked.
It was.
Can you describe the make and origin of the vessel that attacked you?
It was a Nuavian airship, but I have no reason to believe, nor do I have any inclination that the attack was Nuavian.
A Nuavian class airship, of course, attacked the Princess's vessel. And not only was the airship Nuavian in nature, the attackers were wielding weapons and jetpacks that were powered by Zephrysite. Is that correct?
Yes, but it is also, from my understanding, that is magical means that the crown wishes to use as well. Yes. Yes,
unfortunately, it's a very closely guarded technology by the Nuavians. Very rare and powerful artifacts. Has your traveling companion, Abel, expressed any frustration with the nature of the questioning that he received in this trial this week?
Abel and I did not speak directly about his questioning at all.
He looks to the right, and you see he's kind of looking at a like a cleric that's standing in the corner. And she nods.
Might I say something quite quickly about the attack on the Princess's airship?
Of course.
When that attack was happening, it was not the princess nor Darkon Cerulean who were being targeted by those attackers. They were going after the diplomat Ogwan. That is who they all seem to be going after.
So the Nuavian ship and Nuavian technology was being targeted towards the Nuavian ambassador.
Whoever was using the Nuavian ship and the Nuavian technology was targeting the Nuavian ambassador. Yes.
Interesting. We will, of course, add your words of witness to the investigation into that attack as well. As we say, Marlowe, your continued loyalty is of the utmost importance to the Crown, as the only Alyrian represented in the Adventurers Guild with a history of service to the Crown. We, of course, can continue to lean on you as a point of support, can we not?
I hope our partnership can remain the same, yes.
Absolutely. If you would like to, you may witness the questioning portion for Yorian now, or you may leave.
I would like to stay. Thank you.
He kind of points, and you see like the balcony, the overlook. Ogon is sitting in the balcony. And there's a staircase at the back of this room that goes up to the balcony, and he kind of directs that way. So you kind of walk up in that direction.
Cool.
You come out into the balcony. And also at the very back of the balcony, you couldn't see from where you were sitting. Alyria is sitting at the very back of the balcony observation. Cool. But those are the only two people in the balcony. And then at that moment, Dane speaks up. We now call Yorian Taldaran to the stand for the final questioning and verdict for his trial.
Well, someone got updated real fucking fast on this, huh? God, I don't say that, but I'm mad.
Yeah. Yorian is accused of plotting a terrorist attack on the Golden Pow and the patricians in the name of Vox Populi, an organization bent on the destruction of the crown and its antecedents. Yorian, how do you plead? Yorian steps forward. Guilty, Your Grace. Well, with that in mind, we will encourage leniency in the trial. Yorian, just a few questions to finalize and formalize your plan. You were intending on destroying the 9 patrician houses, is that correct? Yes, my lord. And you were doing this with the quicksilver that was being stolen from Feldspar aboard a pirate vessel. Yes, my lord. And this plan was given to you by whom? Daisy Cordray, the leader of Vox Populi, at the behest of Vicus of Noavia. And the funding for this was from Vicus of Noavia as well, is that correct? Yes. Yes, my lord. Are you watching anything in the room as the questioning is going on, Mar?
Oh boy, am I. Okay, so I get to pick like one person to watch when this is
going on for about 10 minutes, so you can you can focus
on I'm checking in with everybody, baby. I want to, when they say Corday on Rylus.
Okay.
What's he feeling about that one?
Okay. Go ahead.
Also, who's Daisy Corday?
Sorry, Iris Corday.
Iris. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like,
Daisy's another woman.
When I first wrote the story of Vox Populi, her name was Daisy, so that's why it stuck in my head. Iris Corday. I deeply apologize.
Okay, that's a 22.
22 on Rylus. Hold on.
God, I hate Esper.
Ooh.
What's that face for? What does that mean?
I'm just looking at his spell DC. Okay. So the core days mentioned, and you immediately kind of flash towards Rylus.
Mhm.
And there is, what was their number?
22.
22. There is a look on his face that is blank, but at this distance you can see he's mumbling a spell.
Whoa, he's casting?
Mm-hmm.
What? Whoa. Who's next to me?
Did you see it next to Ogun or next to Alyria or by yourself?
Oh, fuck. Where would I have sat? Damn it, probably next to Ogun, who's not going to be helpful. Do I know in rules, like, is he allowed to cast? Are they just allowed to do that?
I mean, you would go ahead and make a history check.
Oh, Jesus.
It's frowned upon, probably.
22?
22. It's difficult to know because you don't exactly know what his role in the court is.
Right.
But it would be odd because it's like, what would he need to be casting? Because the zone of truth is being maintained by the cleric of the court who's there.
I would like to very quietly but quickly get up to Alyria and point out the fact that Rylus is casting right now, because she is a caster. She should be able to recognize what I am seeing as well.
You get up and you point it out, and she kind of looks across and she's staring. She goes, oh, he should not be doing that.
Right. Do I say something? What do I do? What do we do?
Hold on one moment. Let me just check her spell list really quick.
Okay.
If Yoram wasn't going to jail, I would kick his ass.
She does not have that. She is just kind of looking, and she is going to just make a kind of Arcana check. I don't know. Maybe he's maintaining some of the wards of protection. This is a rather high priority. They might have thought that the space would come under attack by Vox Populi during the final day of the trial. I'm not sure.
Josh, I can't remember if this was a specific thing clarified. Has he been casting this whole time, or did he start casting recently?
So when you came into the room and you made your first check on him, he was just sitting there taking notes.
Okay. But now that Yorian's up, he is casting.
He's casting while Yorian's taking notes.
It's theoretically plausible. Jesus. Oh no, I don't know what to do. Oh no. Okay. I'm going to move back.
It's a high insight, so you picked up on something that you otherwise wouldn't have. So
I'm going to, I have an idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to move back to where I was on, and I'm not going to be like an elephant getting back to my seat, but I'm not going to be stealthy Mar. So if someone is a person, would be like, oh, that's a person moving back up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I make eye contact with Mistweaver?
Let's see if she notices.
Because I'm gonna try to get Mistweaver's attention very subtly without getting the attention of the rest of the fucking Scooby-Doo gang up there.
Okay, so you clatter down the stairs.
Not like clatter, but just enough that it's there's two people up there and one of them left and came back.
And so she kind of glances up in your direction with and
I'm just gonna nod to Rylus and just kind of raise an eyebrow, like, that cool?
Okay. And then she'll slowly kind of move and then look across to Rylus. That's when you want a natural 20. You see her sit for a moment and lean back, and then she kind of makes a motion, and you see she whispers something, and you see a brief burst of spell energy release from her and fly across towards Volmir, who is too concentrated on what he's doing to also react. And there's a moment where her spell energy hits him, and suddenly there's some kind of severance of a spell as she's cast counterspell on him. And suddenly Yorian kind of stops and goes forward. And he looks around. What? Where are we doing? And Lenaria kind of leans back in her chair and then rises up. Guards, remove Volmiriris from the chainers. And he kind of sits for a moment, and then he smirks and vanishes as he casts Dimension Door and exits the chamber.
Dumbledore.
Dimension Door is my mortal enemy in this game.
And so she says, find Volmirilis and bring him in. And you see several guards leave the chambers in search of Volmirilis, and Yorian kind of leans back. What is, we were just in Feldspar. What day is it?
No. Well, actually, yes.
And at that moment, Yusef rises from his chambers. Order in the courtroom. We will be silent in the courtroom. With the recent versions of things that are going on, we will put the court in recess for the remaining week until after the king's birthday. Yorian, of course, will finish his trial at that point. Recess. Please evacuate the chambers at this time. And you see people rising up, and guards move in on Yorian and grab him and take him off. Ogoin kind of leans back. Well, it seems to me that the story of Noavian work was not planted by us, but by themselves.
I think you're right on that.
Huh. He kind of rises up. I'll see you buying dresses later today then. And he heads up the back way. But you're there in the chamber at the top as people are beginning to file out, and Lenaria is kind of standing in a shock at the top of the table, just staring where.
I'll slowly make my way down off this balcony area, and probably, I mean, leave. I don't think I'm allowed to just chill here.
As you're going, like Alora kind of catches your arm. We'll just go out this way.
Okay.
And she kind of leads you out into the main chamber, where there's a lot of hubbub occurring as to what has occurred. The rest of the Cure Regis has gone out the back entrance, but Lenaria had stuck behind for a moment, just in deep contemplative shock.
Mm-hmm.
What? I don't understand exactly. Do you know what happened?
Everything Yorian said on trial has been a lie. It's been what they've been feeding him, because it's a very convenient truth.
But and it was Voldemir who was doing that?
In theory, I don't know. To me, it doesn't make sense that the person who was so upset about corruption back in Hightower would turn around and do something like this, but I don't know him. They might have something on him. Maybe that wasn't Volmirilis. I don't really know.
Could it be another, like Dane was?
Maybe.
I don't know Volmir very well either, but he had worked so hard to repair the name of Rylas after his father's death.
I agree that it seems very odd.
Well, suppose that you were not the most explosive thing to occur today.
I try very hard not to be.
It just manages to find you, it seems. You are going dress shopping today?
I'm going dress shopping today.
Oh, then I will see you there. I need some time to compress and think through what occurred.
Yeah, for sure.
Lenaria is probably very upset about what happened. She and Volma were quite close.
Yeah, I imagine.
Well, enjoy the rest of your morning, and I will see you this afternoon then.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. You are free to leave the palace. And
Great. I'm going to a bakery. Bye.
Hey, Lenara, Mistweaver, all your old friends are shitty, evil.
Hey, bud, I'm ruining your life right now.
Well,
hey, everything you think you knew is a lie. I'm sorry, actually.
He had a 21 spells DC. And so
What?
that was the difficulty.
Mar.
A 21? How?
I think you're right.
Because he's very good.
Yeah. It's 50-50 for me whether he's a slod or whether he's doing the Victor Rylus, I will die and my son will show up in a few years and look similar to me.
Mhm.
Well, here's the thing,
Like the
too.
Darkling.
So Volmir has wanted to be at every one of Yorian's trials, too.
That's why I
He's
was
been
like, I've got to
present
find out why
every
Rylus is
time.
here.
And he's been
so
out of
weird.
sight, like slightly out of sight, right?
Yep.
He's been sitting in a
He's in the
position you
back
can't
corner,
see
yeah.
him.
Yep. That's why that was like my one thing that I really wanted to make sure. I was like, okay, I want to verify that that is in fact Yorian. And I want to figure out if I can get anything on why he's here, because he's been at every single one with none of us have ever gotten any read on why he's here, what he's doing. So there you go, game. By the way, I was on, I had my Spotify on shuffle then, and the Light of the Seven from Game of Thrones, which plays during Cersei's trial,
Yes.
came on, and that was really fitting.
That's perfection.
Well rolled, Jace.
All right. Soros and
Doing my
Kamada, as the morning drag, you are making your way through town in the direction that Jordan gave you, and you arrive outside of a confectionery. And that's the address that was given to you. You walk indoors. There's a plump old woman standing behind the counter, and she's selling a wide variety of sweets there. Oh, welcome. Take a peruse around. We've got everything that your heart might desire.
Paimon immediately forgets why they're here.
But do you remember the code word?
Yeah.
I look at her and ask, by any chance, do you have any lemon drops?
God, I love
yeah.
you, Rob.
And the one thing you do notice is that it would be weird because a confectionarium should sell lemon drops, but it's the one thing you don't see in any of the spaces. And she kind of her entire
and I say it's like I was told I could find some here.
Yeah. Her entire persona changes and she kind of rises up a little bit. Yes, right this way. And her voice shifts clearly in disguise. And she raises the back counter and kind of guides you through into
Paimon goes, oh, right.
into a back room where you see an individual in a riskbreaker uniform kind of looking over a map of Anarvir. Are you Boltons?
He directed us here.
Oh, right. You have a delivery of some kind.
Yes.
What is it? He wasn't very clear.
I would like look at Soros and be like, just put it back.
I throw the body down on like a desk or something, so you hear this thud.
Okay, the thump. Okay.
His invisibility should stop fairly soon.
Right.
Oh, no.
Is he?
I sent Anansi along, so he'll give me like a telepathic ping.
Okay, so right as the body thumps,
invisibility.
Abel from Naed's Bargain drops concentration, and the body comes to.
He starts snoring after he drops concentration.
Yeah, immediately goes to sleep. Yeah, the man is still bound and gagged, so he's not able to make any sound. And the man kind of leans forward, and there wasn't much information. Exactly who is this individual?
He was hypnotizing a circus.
He was hypnotizing a circus.
And he may have set a tiger loose.
That is factually correct.
We'll
Set
never
a
know
fire.
how that tiger got loose.
And fill him in on the details.
Okay, you get the details.
And
he's taking
about her
notes.
trying to scry the mind and seeing the group gestalt.
Okay, he's kind of taking notes. Quite interesting. We'll have one of our mages look into him. And
I just picture Kaimana chiming in with random facts throughout. And the popcorn was good.
They had cool animals. He's taking note. We'll have one of our mages look into it. But the other members of the organization are deceased.
The other two, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Along with the Shadow Watcher, Seeker, whatever the thing was called.
Right.
And a frog hemeth.
Okay. And he says he's kind of looking at. He kind of flips through a book. Interesting. The mountains around Starfall have been quite active recently. Thank you. We'll add this to our investigation.
So you don't have lemon drops.
Oh.
No. I apologize. But feel free to take whatever you'd like from the shop.
It's important that we maintain our proper disguise. We came in here to get confectionaries, Kaimana, so you should absolutely load up.
Yes. Bolton sends his thanks.
Good cover.
Right. And they kind of the one who's disguised as the older lady kind of guides you out and puts you back in what can I get you from the cases then? Pretty much any kind of sweets that you would like, Kaimana.
I'm gonna go with Kaimana. Just gets like one of the cartoonish like turn of the century lollipops. Like,
Kaimana walks out with a lollipop that is the size of bigger than his head on a large stick, and then a very small one that for little Saurus.
No.
All right. So as anything the two of you would like to do this morning before you all reconvene back at Naad's Bargain or the place where you're getting your clothing?
Do you want to plant another bean?
I've got. I think
I just imagine like Saurus turning to Kaimana and then Abel turning to the two of them like
Anansi just goes, the fuck?
I think I've got 4 left.
So this confectionarium is on a very quiet street in the theater district, and there is a not a large park, but a small kind of a park, just like you passed it a block up the street, that has a few trees, but a lot of wide open space where you could potentially plant a bean.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to.
I really want to. I kind of want to plant one in my kid's garden.
Ooh, yes, save it for that. Definitely.
Yes, we'll do that.
Okay, so you're not planting. Okay, let me close the bag of beans. Okay, all right. Juridan, as you are kind of gathering,
blissfully unaware of what's happening right now. That's great.
How are you preparing for your date with Nairoy?
I think I changed into something that's a little different than the normal outfit. It's like a little fancy, but not like, it's like a little frillier. I've changed like 12 times. It's been like an ordeal, but yeah, so I think I look a little nicer than usual, and I'm like sitting, just like fingers tapping, like anxiously waiting.
And he said he would send word where the location was. And it's around kind of like when you come down, the bartender says, "Oh, that tapping at the door has been going on a while." And she goes over and opens the door, and one of the little pseudo dragons flies in, and it kind of scans the room, and then it spots you, and it comes over and lands on the table that you're sitting at, and it's kind of looking at you, and it has a little message in a little holder on it.
Don't worry, buddy. I already got your tip. And I like hold out a coin to them.
Okay, it takes the coin and puts it in a little pouch, and then it grabs the rolled up note and hands it your direction, and then kind of flits up and then zooms back out the door. You unroll the note, and it says, Jordan, just a short ride on the People Mover, 3 stops from the theater district, get off at the Green, and find the Percolator.
Yeah, okay. Well, this data already has a lot less breaking into someone's house. I like that. And I'm used to. All right. And I'll go ahead that way.
All right, you make your way to the People Mover. As you're getting up there, there's all of the people who see you coming who have flyers that they're trying to hand you.
No, thank you.
You
No, thank
blast
you.
past them, get up on
You
the
see me I'm on the cover of that one. That's me. Goodbye.
And you get into the People Mover and go 3 stops. And you're entering into the Green, which is the location where Kaimana got Little Saurus. When you exit from the People Mover, you're at like this. There's like in the center of the Green, there's a small little village, and it kind of looks like an old school village, not like the it's weird to it's like almost like imagine if you built like a small town in the center of Central Park, surrounded by trees, far away from everything, like just wooden buildings and constructions. And it's like an old school reenactment community kind of basically. But as you get off, the Percolator is there on the right, and it's designed to look like an old tavern. But when you enter in, it's like the Starbucks of Alyria. But it's very like the smell of coffee kind of wafting over you. And there's definitely, or it's the Bespoke of Alyria. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
And there's just like an eclectic group of people here. There's a couple rangers who've come in from the Green, probably from work for the morning to get some coffee and some breakfast. There are random tourists who are probably doing like a tour of the 9 Hills, and this is their location for the Green that they're visiting. And in the back corner, sitting at a table, kind of idly writing in his journal, you see Nairoy, who when you walk in immediately kind of stands up and like kind of dusts off his shirt and kind of straightens it a little bit. He's wearing kind of a longish white shirt that's rolled up at the sleeves, and a kind of light pink vest over it that goes really well with his powder blue skin, and just some trousers, but some really fancy boots that have really nice buckles on them. And he kind of Jordan, morning. I've been here an hour, not because you're late, but because I was very early.
It's okay.
Would you like something to drink?
Yeah, sure.
He kind of goes up, and the bartender, or not the bartender, the barista behind the counter, Yuri, not Yuri, Jesus, Nairoy.
Oh God,
Nairoy, your usual. And Nairoy says, yes, please. And Jordan, for you, I recommend the cold foam pour over, but you're more than welcome, of course, to try anything.
I'll take whatever you recommend.
Good. 2 then of the usual. And you see, like, he sets out this like weird contraption over these beautifully designed but eclectically collected mugs, and he loads it up with some very delicious smelling coffee beans that have been freshly ground, and pours over hot water, and then there's a moment where Yorian's like, I'll take care of this pot. He reaches out to each of the mugs and grabs them for a second, and a blast of chilled energy washes through the mugs. And then the man kind of goes back and whips up some fresh cream and adds some sweetener to it, and then kind of floats it along the top, and passes over to you. Shall we sit?
Yeah. I'll like mage hand them to my version of showing off, and like mage hand the tray up.
Very nice. And he takes his mug and leads his way back in. And you notice, like, when you sit down, like a 2-seater table, at the back corner, there's windows on either corner of this wall, so it's beautiful natural light kind of pouring in. And you notice, like, just glancing idly at the table, that like Nyroy's name is carved into one side of this table, that he's been here enough that it's just, like, idly has carved his name into the wood. You found it okay. It wasn't the directions were fine. The pseudo dragon wasn't a dick. Like
I'm used to the city. It's okay.
Good. Very nice. So how was the rest of your evening last night?
All right, before we get let me I need to ask you something very specific. You're not like a spy, right?
He kind of like just blinks a couple times. Is that a normal first date question for you?
Unfortunately, I think so at this point. I would just like to very much say I'm not interested in dating any spies at this point in time. I just want to get that out there. So, just so you know. Just want to, I don't think you're a spy. You drop things a lot, but
no, I'm a washed up wizard and an unpublished writer.
I think that means you're someone with potential, not washed up.
Well, I will add that definition to the resume.
Yeah.
But no, that wasn't clear. No, not a spy.
Okay, as long as you're not a spy, we're gonna have a great time.
Good. So, how was the rest of your evening last night?
I feel like it's like that, like the dial-up tone in Juri's brain. He just like stares at him for a second. It was interesting. I don't even know what I can talk about. I'm in the Adventurers Guild now. I was sentenced to that, so that's interesting.
You were sentenced to hang out with the people you were already hanging out with.
It seems so. That's how that happened.
Was there a chance that you might stop hanging out with them?
No.
Oh.
But
so it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, I guess in some kind of way it did.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know any of you very well, but you all seem to work interestingly together.
I've known them for a week and a half. I think it's been 2 weeks, week and a half.
It's 2 weeks.
I've known them 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I think I would die for any of them at this point, honestly.
Interesting. You have clearly you and Marlo are like long lost sisters, brothers, sibling type situation.
Well, like my aunt, who I didn't know was my aunt, was like Mars' kind of mom figure.
Oh, so you are literally cousins then?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if Mar would admit it, but we are cousins.
Well, and you and Abel are clearly brothers.
Like the kind of brothers that like push each other down on the playground, maybe.
Well, I mean, that is brothers. Like my older brother is like that. Yes.
I admire Abel a lot. I think we're similar in a lot of ways.
And Kaimana and Saurus are the mascots?
Kaimana is the leader of the group, and I'm still not sure if they're pranking me.
So when you said that when we first met, I thought you were joking.
I thought I was joking too, but I think I'm not joking.
You keep saying it as if it's a true thing.
And Saurus is a baby, but he's like a baby that's prone to evil that I have to keep from doing that.
Should I have any concern about the safety at Nayad's bargain with him there?
I don't. I think he's more of a chaotic brand of. I don't think. I think if alcohol is involved, he'll be okay. It calms him down a little.
Then I will make sure that he is well imbibed.
But if he has an idea, don't listen to it and don't tell him it's a good idea.
As a bartender, you learn that this is the first rule of bartending: is you do not listen to anything that anyone says.
I think you've listened to me pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
But,
well, difference, of course.
Yeah. So, now you can ask me something about myself. Like I was saying, I am trying to turn over a new leaf and be honest with people. My dad is Warren Windsor. That's fucking crazy, huh? And so I'm a Windsor. That's weird to admit and say, but it is that.
it's interesting when you say that because like you expect and you're used to people being like, oh, the Windsors. You say it and Nairoy's face is just like, okay, cool, you gave me your dad's name.
Okay, that's great actually. I'm happy with that. I'm not even gonna comment on it. But I really don't want to talk about what happened between me leaving Bard College and before 2 weeks ago. So anything in that realm, let's not talk about.
You've mentioned your father quite a bit. What about your mother?
Juri like grips the table. Fuck. She is gone. Gone. Do you read the news at all? Are you from here?
I mean, yes, but I mean the inner workings of patrician families or things far above my pay grade, as it were. So I saw the general story that she had, was it disappeared?
She left.
She left. Oh.
She left. She didn't disappear. This
did you
garbage.
Did you have a good relationship with her?
Yeah.
I'm definitely sorry that you were raised by a man that you clearly did not love and lost someone that you did.
Yeah. It was a lot, but it took me to things I care about so deeply and a life I wouldn't trade for the world. So, and now I'm back here. How did this happen?
And you hope to find her again one day.
That's what I'm hoping your boss can help me with.
Interesting. If anyone could, if it's not the genie, then it's probably the nymph.
That's why this deal's really important. So I've been studying a lot when I can, practicing.
And here I thought you were just going to ask for riches like the rest.
It's never been my deal. So,
well, then something a happy thought. Was your mother also a musician?
She, it's her dulcimer. So, she,
what was her favorite song?
She had one. It's kind of, I don't know, people play it every now and then.
It would be one that I know.
Maybe. It's like, do-do-do, and I'll like hum it out and like tap it on the table.
What's the name of it?
Oh, I can't remember. I sang it for Carmana. I feel like it's called like, I don't know, some kind of like Wisteria melody or something.
He kind of leans back. Wisteria Windsor.
Yeah.
The musician.
Yeah.
I know that song. I heard it in Cinderville when I was there. It's quite popular.
In Cinderville. Yeah.
That's where you're from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They play that song an awful lot in Nuevia.
Nuevia? Yeah, I don't. How would it get there? That's crazy.
I traveled there shortly after leaving the Violet Conclave, the Violet Cloister. When I'm in my year of travels, I made my way to Nuevia. The dockside bars in the Lantern District.
Huh.
Wisteria Windsor. That name is so familiar.
She looks like she's like a half orc, tattoos on her head. She does instrument repair a lot of times.
Tall, bluish green skin.
Yeah, jacked, or she was jacked when I.
Yes, and always wearing sleeveless shirts.
Yeah, she would shave her head a lot.
Earrings.
Yeah.
Did she have a nose ring?
Maybe. Kids, it's hard to remember stuff like that.
She owns a tavern in the Lantern District in Nuevia.
You're messing with me.
Surely I'm not.
would she be there?
I never thought to ask. She would play one song every night, and it was only that one.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. Yeah, it's good.
I'm sorry. He kind of reaches in his pocket and pulls out a handkerchief. He passes it to you.
Oh, yeah.
That is also what a natural 20 gets you.
Oh, yes. That's like his first nat 20. He's done so many nat 1s.
I've had 2 tonight, and it was it was Lenari Mistweaver, and now
let's go romantic interest NPC.
Yes. We stand.
And this is with the new dice?
Yeah, that's your dice.
Oh my god, I love these dice.
You're welcome.
Dice I'm using for a battle.
I know. These are the new guard dice.
Thank you, Rob.
He realizes that there's kind of nerves struck here and is not in a position of like being a close enough acquaintance with it. He's going to physically comfort you. So he's just going, I'll refill our drinks for just a moment. Would you like something sweet?
Stay here. Oh. Tell me about yourself. I talked about myself like way too much. That's fine.
He sits back down. I was born in Veltland. I was raised by farmer parents, kind of a typical thing. I just began to show a little bit of magical aptitude at a very young age, and came off to Alyria when I finished my normal schooling, and joined the Violet Conclave, and did not feel quite.
You were in the Violet Conclave?
Well,
sorry, I didn't mean a lot.
For schooling, I deeply.
Yeah.
But did not feel like I quite belonged.
Prestigious school.
And so left without really telling my parents, and went on backpacking excursion around Alyria for a few years. Got on a boat, explored the Vanishing Isles, went to Nuevia, and then made my way when I was finally broke completely back to here, and began working at the Naya's Bargain. I tried to make a deal with her, but I don't have the singing chops.
What was your deal for?
A ticket home.
Back to the Veltland?
Yeah. I haven't seen my parents in a while.
Is that what you still want?
Maybe. I think family is very important. Or I'm beginning to realize how important it is the more distant I am from them.
Yeah. Don't take it for granted.
Absolutely.
I want to tell you something. And I like message him so that it's like not out loud. And I was like, I left Bard College to join Vox Populi, and that's what I've been doing for the past 4 years.
Let's see if that means anything to him.
Let's see if he knows what that is.
So it's he responds, I guess it's a good thing that you walked into the Naya's Bargain, not the public house then, a week ago.
Yeah.
They have quite a large following in the Veltland.
They're not all good right now. It's there's a divide. It's like watching the thing you most care about be torn in half.
Well, you've got your friends to support you.
Yeah, and I guess more friends.
Of course. Absolutely. I think this calls for a treat. Do you have time to walk back with me?
Yeah, of course.
Good. And so you walking and talking, and you leave the green.
I'm just meeting with the princess later, but you know.
he laughs. And goes, oh, you're serious?
Yeah, I'm being serious, actually. My life's not always this exciting, but it has been the past like 2 weeks, like I said.
Well, that's quite impressive. Well, we should go then. And he pays the tab, and then he walks out, and leaving the green, you kind of walk through forest paths back into the main streets of Anarvir, and you make your way into the Iron Mount district. And here you can tell that like the festival for the king, which begins tomorrow, is being kind of set up here. And he says there's a small little shop over here. It's part of the festival this week. The best pastries that you've ever tasted. And he kind of leads you to where all of the street vendors and foods are lined up. And he gets to one, and you just see a sign that says Northwick Buns.
Juri just like yells, "Finally!"
It all comes full circle.
Oh like, my god!
You've heard of Northwick Buns?
Alyria on a fucking boat or some shit. Yes, this is it's a long story. I'll tell you that too. But yes, let's get some.
Okay. So it makes a rip, and the kind-looking woman behind the thing is like, "Oh, welcome, welcome to Northwick Buns. We are from Northwick in the Riverlands. Can I get you anything special today?" And
give me one of everything.
Okay. And she begins to kind of package it up, and she's one of everything. That's about 10 different pastries. And she says, well, that will be a 1 gold.
I give her 2 gold. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much. Tell your friends about Northwick Buns.
Yeah, I'm a ticket taker. We do stuff with you.
She slides like a card as she's sliding a card across the ticket takers.
Yes, I'm in it now. They won't stop talking about this.
Are they in town?
They are. They're planning. They didn't know you were here yet.
Tell them, thank them so much for all of their support. I've actually now been able to open up my own shop in Broadfield.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm just imagining like,
did you leave your husband yet?
Looking dust cloud like zigzagging back and forth across the city.
We're not. We're separated.
They're gonna be so excited.
She's kind of,
I mean, like for you finding happiness and success in your life and things.
I'm in a beautiful place now.
That's fantastic.
We're in a shop right next to the Gilded Ass Tavern. There's a large barbarian that
it's called the what?
The Gilded Ass Tavern. I didn't. The mayor of Broadfield named it.
The mayor named it that?
Yes. There's one of the Adventurers Guild members is he works part-time. He sweeps my floors. His name is Tovik. It's a lovely situation. You really should visit Broadfield. It's quite beautiful.
Okay, but I'm not sweeping your floor.
No.
Just kidding. I would if you asked. But thank you. And then I'm like, I look at Naira and I'm holding the big bag and I'm like, okay, you can order yours now. Oh. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're gonna share these.
Okay. He does go back and he says, "I'll have 3 Northwick Buns, please, Manoa." And she bags them and slides them across, and he slides a gold across to her. Well, I thought that I'd be introducing you to something new, but you seem aware.
No, this is the best thing ever.
Well, let's see what her flavor was for today. And he takes out the Northwick Bun, and it's coated in pistachios and edible flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, this looks amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about with Naira as you're making your way
back
to the Naiad's
we basically just small talk, and that's literally all Juri wants to do. It's great. Okay. It's like, we just talk about bullshit, and I'm like, wonderful.
All right. So as the morning progresses, you all gather back at Naiad's Bargain. Was there anything else that you wanted to complete before you all gathered back?
I want to drop off confections at Lenoria's house. I don't want to like go bother her because I do think she is going through a lot right now. So all I want to do is get her like, You know what? Actually, if I can find the Northwick Bun place, because I was told before that they were in town. I don't want to interrupt Juri and Nairoy. I would love to not.
I like to think that you see us and you just wait until we leave.
So where we are probably the after, like if you did that right after your trial situation,
I wouldn't overlap.
It wouldn't be an overlap at all.
Cool. Yeah. Then I will buy her like a baker's dozen, and then just kind of write a little note on it being like, oh dude, I have to write a note. Oh no. I just say these are the favored pastries of the ticket takers. Hope you enjoy. I know today was a lot. I'm around if you want to talk about that or about anything that's not bullshit.
Okay.
Mar.
So you get to Menorah, who's like so excited to see you.
Oh, I mean, I'm like fighting back tears upon seeing Menorah.
And she fills you in on the same things that she told Juri later on.
I mean, just elated.
And then so for you, for a baker's dozen, 13 is 1 gold. And
then I buy some for me, of course, too.
Yeah, of course. So and she throws those in, no charge because of all of your help and assistance.
Oh my god, I pay her anyway.
Okay,
I pay her another gold.
Yeah, so 2 gold. And then you make your way back through town to the Violet Conclave. Make a perception check as you're approaching the Violet Conclave.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh well, I guess there's a warrant out for somebody's arrest, huh?
They don't like you.
Perception, do I get an advantage or is this going on sight?
It's sight.
Okay. 23.
23. As you're approaching the gate around the Violet Conclave, you'd think it would be open today because typically during the day, the gate is open. It's just guarded.
Right.
The gate is closed. And they're not admitting anybody in. But what you notice, kind of in the distance, you can always see the towers of the 9 towers of the archons of the Violet Conclave.
Right.
One of the towers is not present.
Whoa, is it the one that Lunaria would have pointed out to me as being Rylas's?
Volmir Rylas's tower is not in the Violet Conclave.
Wait, can he just like move that?
Jeez.
Or did they take it away? I don't know anything about magic. I probably don't know.
Make an Arcana check.
That's big.
I don't know.
Okay.
No idea.
Yeah, you have no idea. But
I'm asking if this is House Moving Castle, and you just fucking
it got little legs and was like,
it
just hiked up the lower 2 levels like a skirt.
The man at the entrance does take them to deliver them for you to Lunaria. All right, and then you all gather back.
And before Nairi leaves, I'll ask him. I'm like, hey, like super crazy, weird quit. Like, do you want to go to the king's birthday with me? Like, it's totally fine if you don't. Like, that's it. You might have to leave early. It might be something might happen. But if you want, you can. Like, I don't know. If you wanted to go, you could go. I have a +1.
Are you a spy, by the way? Shit might go down.
He was very convincing he wasn't a spy.
So you were serious about all of the princess and all that kind of thing. I mean,
yeah. I am like really a practitioner.
Do I need to dress a certain
I can get you something if you want. I'm going to the thing today, so I can just like pick up a thing.
I have like one nice outfit.
I can get you something nice if you want, or you can wear that. It doesn't matter. If you want to go, you don't have to go.
He reaches in his pocket and hands you a couple gold, and he's like, "Surely 2 gold is enough to get a good outfit, right?"
You don't have to give me any gold. It's fine. I got it. You got me coffee. I'll do that. It's fine.
Okay.
Look, I'm like an adventurer. It's cool, right?
Sure. Yes, I would love to go.
If you want, you don't feel pressured to do it.
No, I think it would be a great second date surrounded by the rich and famous of Alyria.
Sick, awesome, cool.
Yes.
Cool.
All right, so then you're all gathered
and then I like run away from him.
All right, so
Naruto run away from your date.
So you all gather back at Nayad's Bargain, and with Abel waking up and everyone kind of gathering back in the space with the knowledge that your kind of appointment with Xenox Thorn is in an hour or so. We'll go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break and then come back so you can think about what type of outfits you might want to purchase from Xenox Thorn.
I might have
Thank
something
you, guys.
wrong.
Thank you.
Five, yeah.
All right, bye.
All right, so welcome back from the break. So the group reconvenes at a Naiad's Bargain, and any conversations you want to have before you all head to the Gilded Weave?
A little bit.
Yeah, Juri's like flushed and kind of like awkward while he's like.
There
This is gonna be
also-
really awkward for Juri
The
to know.
afternoon at the Gilded Weave will also be, I mean, if you've ever been to like a high class tailor or like bridal shop or whatever, like there's going to be a lot of like sitting around there too. So there's one-on-one conversations. There also will be space there if you want to like process, if you feel like your character needs time to process before you have those conversations too.
I think I'm gonna hold off. Actually, I'm
I'm
just
gonna
gonna go.
really happy, and you're like, "Let me not crush this."
I think I'm just gonna be like, Juri, how was your thing?
Juri like completely. I don't know what color orcs blush. I'm assuming like a bluey kind of, but half orcs.
Yeah,
but,
probably like blue and greenish. So it'd be like a blue green,
Dark
like or
green.
red and green is, oh, that's a brownish. So it's like a purplish color.
Yeah, and they're just like, it was just like, I don't know, it was fine, it's good. Yeah, it was great. I had Northwick buns. Hey guys, I finally got one. I have extras.
Changing. Are they not
Look, 'cause
life changing?
I'm sure I have extras.
I didn't buy you guys extras because I just assumed that we.
I got too excited and I bought 10. So here you go. Everyone can have one.
Amazing.
I didn't know how many flavors they would have, so I bought all of them. My bad.
Never apologize for giving Menorah business.
Guess what? She's separated from her husband. Bet you'll thank me for
About
that.
time.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Finally.
She didn't know why I was so
Just
excited.
bump on
I
it,
think
Lord.
it's a good
Oh.
thing. So I had a great afternoon, actually.
If
So
anybody
how was
wants
your
to know
parent-
the inspiration, Menorah's husband is the Chris Pratt character from Parks and Recreation.
Oh,
He's Andy.
Like the broken
Menorah.
legs in the first season of Parks and Rec. Yeah, he's
Yep.
Andy from Parks and Rec.
And we do talk about her like Leslie Note talks about Anne Perk.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
she's so amazing. She's just the best.
And I'm like, I found some
Damn,
stuff out.
Ronnie.
Yeah, I found some stuff
What
out,
happened?
and I want to tell you guys later about it. So not yet.
How was your interrogation?
Any revelations?
So
Revolutions?
they tried to get me to reveal who was the leader of Vox Populi. They tried to get me to say
Cool.
that the Nuavian airship attack was in fact Nuavia. They asked me if Abel had talked shit about or shown up to be mad about the questions they asked him in his trial. I just dodged everything. And they said that I was so aligned to the crown and such a good little bootlicker. And that didn't feel great. I'm gonna be honest, that felt pretty bad. But
It's okay, Mar. You're just pretending to be a bootlicker for financial gain or strategic gain.
Strategic.
yeah, I didn't make money off of this at all.
I mean, you got a lot of money. So
That's
I
the
just-
richest ticket taker.
I make money by anything that really isn't this, honestly.
I think
But
strategic gain.
yeah, there was a little more, but we can go into it later. I think it's
Okay.
a pretty hefty thing, but honestly, I think after that we are in a much better place than we were.
Okay. We dropped off the package.
Great.
Good. I had all confidence in you.
Oh, that long rest.
And Kaimana got sweets.
And now we have a place
Incredible.
to go.
Come on, is
If you
still
do
eating the because it lasts forever.
Can you picture Kaimana?
You see him like occasionally try to fit it in his mouth, and it's like not even. It's not gonna happen.
Can you
And,
imagine Kaimana and Taffy?
Oh no.
Bless his heart.
I like to
It's
think
like giving a
I like to
dog
think
peanut
it's-
butter.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like to think it's happened once already, and like since then the group has been like never again.
Not all in his fur.
It got everywhere. He almost choked to death.
I'm waiting for Kaimana to do the thing that like little girls do with lollipops, where they accidentally like get it stuck in their hair. Like,
Yes.
We never did that as children. None of us.
No.
Ever.
I never had gum stuck in my hair and then had to get it cut out. Never happened to me. Never happened to me.
So I'm gonna message you about
Ooh.
clothing, Josh.
Okay.
Mana is gonna ask for fancy dress clothing money.
Ooh, fancy. All right, so as a group, you make your way to Xenox Thorns, which is
Yes.
in the Prisma Quarter. It's just a few doors down from Be Your Own Manager, but it's this old, beautiful wooden building, gorgeous glass displays at the front that display these beautiful constructed dresses and suits of various different designs, and there's a kind of handwriting sign at the front that just kind of scrawls out in a gorgeous cursive, the Gilded Weave, as you make your way in. You enter into the space, and the entrance is just a well-proportioned room with gorgeous carpeting and beautiful curtains, and the back area is kind of curtained off. But when the door chime opens, you hear, just one moment, please. And a moment later, a tall Air Genasi walks out from the back, kind of silvery blue skin, a waft of silver hair, dressed in the most exquisite outfit. This is Xenox Thorn. He's non-binary, uses all pronouns, so you may use any in talking to them. Most of the time they refer to themselves as they. And coming out directly behind him from the back is somebody, Mari, you don't recognize, a kind of a sun touched or sun kissed human, like very tan skin, wearing like what kind of appears to be like a Indiana Jones style garb, like very explorers like kind of look.
Yeah.
Sleeves rolled up, very large forearms, like this guy is probably very muscular underneath his clothing, and he's wearing kind of a hat kind of tilted back on his head. And Xenox sees you, Marlo, and says, "Oh, Marlo, it's such a pleasure to see you again. I'd like to introduce, this is my husband. This is Pella Brand," which Mar and Abel, both of you would recognize because you received a book from the library of Victor Rylas that was entitled "The Free Cities, a Traveler's Guide," written by Pella Brand.
Oh,
Very nice to meet you, sir.
we actually have read some of your work. It's really
Yes.
lovely stuff.
Oh,
We are really big fans, yes.
oh well. A lot of people don't read my stuff. They think it's kind of all fantasy, but it's a pleasure to meet somebody who's read the materials. Which one in particular?
I dropped the name of whatever it was.
The Free Cities, the Cloud
Free
Cities,
Cities,
of course. Quite an interesting excursion that was just about 10 years ago to explore the lands of the giants and the dragons.
I imagine so. Yeah.
Absolutely. Friends of Xenox is, of course, always friends of mine.
Yeah, glad to finally meet you.
Yes.
Or to meet you.
Yes, and Xenox, the princess is already in the back, expecting you all. I suppose we are dressing you for the masquerade ball.
Yes.
Well, all of you,
Yes.
please. And he kind of slides the curtain to the side, and he gives Pella kind of a peck on the cheek, and just says, "You will have dinner ready, of course, when we get home this evening." And Pella says, "Yeah, I'm going to cook one of my specialties." And he heads out the front door. And Xenox leads you into the back, which is a large room that has there's a wall of mirrors on one side with a raised platform. So if you're standing on the platform, you can see yourself in all of the mirrors. There's fabrics on the walls and a table where he can do kind of putting things together, and a few changing rooms off onto the side. And so and the princess is sitting there with a flute of champagne in her hand. And the moment you walk in, she kind of rises up and she says, I think I've seen you all individually at the trials, but Ticket Takers, it's so lovely to see you all back together. And Juridan, I don't believe that we've had the pleasure.
Hello again.
Yes.
Yep.
And so she kind of motions, and there's a tray of champagne there that you are more than welcome to. And then so Xenox kind of steps forward. Who would like to be first?
Come on.
I've done this before. I can take one for the team here.
Okay.
Not that it's a bad. That sounds awful. That sounds like I don't appreciate your work. I very much do.
It's more the occasion you're saying. Take one for the team for.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, please. And he kind of has you step. Any ideas of what you're looking for the?
Yeah. So two things. I don't remember the last time I wore a dress, but I was thinking about that. Don't stop. I catch what Juri's doing and I go, no, we're not doing that. And I
Laura's also doing the same thing.
I'm doing the same thing.
Okay, sorry, my hands, they're doing it themselves.
I also have to I have to go be a werewolf that night. It's on the full moon, and so I would love if I could if I could take off the skirt part and be in like pants or like shorts underneath, just for convenience sake. And I was thinking about something maybe like I have a tattoo now. I showed the tattoo.
He kind of steps, but that's beautiful work.
Yeah, and I was thinking about not that I don't love the scarf that you gave me. I do a lot. I'm wearing it, obviously. But I was maybe trying to show that off.
Well,
instead.
What about perhaps like an elbow shawl, one that kind of drapes across?
Yeah, that would be cool.
And he pulls a very similar fabric to your scarf. And kind of drapes it over you, and the way he makes you hold your hands is this kind of out with your elbows bent. It feels very dainty to Mar, but and then and he grabs a fabric off of the walls, and it's this gorgeous ombre from silver down to a midnight or twilight coloration, and he begins to drape it across. I think that this might be a beautiful look.
Yeah, that's like amazing.
All right, he begins to pin things together, and he's using the magic needle that he uses to kind of pin things. He says, "Oh, this is absolutely good. All right." He sets that to the side with your things. I will get everyone's measurements and materials today, and you'll be able to pick them up in the morning before you must head off to the celebration. Is not for 2 days, but you can be able to pick them up tomorrow.
I need to Juri gets like really like I need to order an extra thing for someone too, also not the same measurements as me. I have someone who's coming with me, and so they need something.
Oh, you have a date? You have a date?
No, I don't have a date.
It sounds like a date.
It sounds like you have a date.
Shut up, you! You all wish you had a date. I have a date, and I'm taking them. He starts coughing.
Simply have your friends stop by tomorrow, and I will be happy to measure them for an outfit.
Sure, and I'll pay for it and everything.
Right. Who would like to go next?
Kaimana.
Yeah, Kaimana kind of like looks around, and he's going to kind of like describe what he wants, because like he's like the king's birthday is like a big deal, right?
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I should wear something nice.
That is generally the intention of most. Yes.
Okay, so there's a thing called a lava, which is like a past knee height like skirt that like is Polynesian in origin. So he would like describe that, and he'd also like he'd be like, I don't know what goes up top. We typically don't wear anything up top.
So he kind of, oh, this is Vanishing Isle in origin, and he starts pulling a beautiful like turquoise blue fabric from the side, and he's kind of wrapping it around your waist in almost like a sarong style.
Yeah.
And getting kind of the typical asymmetrical hem of a lava. And as he's kind of working with it, you notice he's casting a spell, and all of the materials that he works with are glamour weave, and so this gorgeous hibiscus print begins to appear across elements or pieces of the fabric, and kind of tracing in up around the waist, and he's kind of tying it off in places, and he's got a magic pen that's kind of going through and pinning it in locations. He says, typically, as you say, this is worn without an upper portion, perhaps something in the nature of a beautiful bead or a lei.
Oh yeah, lei would be good. I can make one of those.
Oh, I think that would be acceptable considering your place of origin.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
All right, and so he sets he finishes measuring and taking all of the pieces, and at the last moment he adds a little bit of a final flair to the glamour weave, and you see that the turquoise begins to kind of like float in and out, almost like waves kind of crashing in and going. So it goes a little darker and then comes back a little lighter in places, and it's kind of swirling around the fabric. He says, yes, that was a good final touch, and he sets that off to the side. Good. Who's next?
I will go next.
Of course. Noavian. Are you going
Yes.
for a traditional Noavian look or something else?
I turn to Juri and I say, I want the exact opposite of him. So,
Give him the most Noavian thing you can manage.
I want black fabrics, variety of fabrics, but all in black, with beadwork, a long skirt with flowing pleats, and I want symbols.
There's music. Hold on.
Are you listening to the...
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Playing background music for us.
Yeah.
I want symbols embroidered into the shirt made from white beads, and I'll explain in detail exactly what I want it to look like.
Okay. He begins to pull very kind of a stiffer black fabric, and he's kind of laying it out, and then he's working the glamour weave, and this silver design begins to spread across the chest portion, and he reaches up to a pouch of gemstones and beads and begins to place them into the design, and the magic needle sews them in to follow the design work, and he tailors this coat perfectly to fit your shape, which Abel wears generally, aside from the parts of his arms or things that you can see, like generally more baggier clothing that hides his shape. But you all notice that like Abel has a very athletic form, that this outfit,
even though he falls down a lot.
Damn, Abel.
This outfit kind of fits perfectly on his.
I'm glad you didn't join the Violet Cloister. Damn. All right.
He kind of finishes putting the final touches, and you see like this very traditional Noavian design of almost like a fractal piece with kind of branching out elements that mimics a certain kind of tree that grew in the homeland that Noavia was a long time ago. And then he attaches he says, and are you planning on wearing your ceremonial typical necklace?
Yes, I will actually.
He kind of he reattaches that over the collar, and so you have your red beaded necklace around this, and then the last touch is a silver collar that kind of fades to black as it goes around the outer portion of your neck, and it has this gilded look to it. All right.
This is perfect. Thank you very much.
He sets that aside. All right, just a couple left.
I elbow Saurus.
Okay. It needs to be loose fitting, so I have full range of movement, so not tight across the back. And I describe basically black flowing pants that almost flare at the end, very, very flowy, loose, comfortable pants. And then the jacket, it's the Japanese kind of formal with the thin collar that kind of inspired the Nehru jacket.
Oh, yes.
And with in red with a gold dragon embroidered down one side of it. And he describes what Tiernan looked like.
Nice. Do you want it a green dragon like Tiernan? Or do you want
gold or green? Artist choice.
Let's find a space in the middle. So again, a very structured coat that fits there, but he cuts slits in it that are surreptitiously hidden in places so that when you go to lift your arms, you're not bound by the jacket's movement. And then the pants. And as he's kind of working the glamour weave along the front of the lapel, you see this gold dragon begin to take shape, and it's this very traditional kind of depiction of a gold dragon. But as you're watching, it kind of a patina begins to form on the thread, and it goes into almost like a copper that has patinaed over time. So it has a metallic appearance, but with that greenish hue over it. So it shimmers in the light, but it kind of matches Tiernan's green scales and design.
Cool.
And then he kind of fixes the collar so that it works perfectly there in the red, and then when you pull up the jacket, he's put a white fabric on the inside, so it's almost like a reverse of your jacket where it's got white with red highlights. This is red with a little bit of white embellishment in places.
Cool.
He sets that off to the side, and final.
Okay, all right. So let me explain. I am one of the Windsor patricians, and I've been gone a while. In coming back, I'd like to make a big statement about it. And most importantly, maybe the most important component of this outfit is that it says "fuck you" to my dad. So it needs to be the most princely extra thing you could put together.
Okay, a fuck you prince.
Yep.
Wow.
That's the aesthetic.
So he begins to kind of grab things and pulling
And
them off.
purple. Make sure it's purple.
This
This is like a mercifully cut scene. Disney's Aladdin.
They first begin to form this kind of sleeveless tunic. This almost kind of like mimicking like a breastplate and element, so it's kind of very form and matched down, and he weaves this gorgeous golden design across the front of it, and then he grabs another kind of fabric that is a lighter shade of violet, and crafts these almost military like pauldrons out of them that go across your shoulders, and then this gossamer fabric connects down and wraps around your wrist, so there's just kind of this almost translucent appearance from the shoulder pieces down to your wrists, and then gives you kind of the same color fabric as the vest, and attaches those, and it like the centerpiece goes around your finger and it forms a triangle along the top of your hands and then loops into the gossamer. he crafts these beautiful white military pants in a way, high-waisted, with gorgeous silver buttons, but then attaches the same kind of gossamer fabric on the edges to almost create like the appearance of like the way a ball gown flows down, but giving you that shape without any of the volume on either side.
Yes.
And then pulls out a pair of boots that match the like these kind of ankle or lower calf high boots. And
they're low boots for Juri. You're like, interesting. Yeah.
And slips into them, and then he kind of waves his hand, and these this gold thread kind of goes up and laces the boots to kind of tie that all together in place. And then he kind of steps back. Was this the statement you were going for? I
like pick up my rapier and I'm like, yep, this will work. I like just like looking at it.
Perfect. Very nice.
And if you could do something kind of like matchy to this, not like matchy, but something like he's got like blue skin, what it would look good. So
of course, I will keep this design in mind.
Thank
you. The princess steps up and she is she kind of the one we talked about, would you mind? And he goes and pulls a dress off the rack at the back, and it's very kind of this green dress with this gorgeous top with gold brocade and kind of open shoulders. And she, but the same kind of design on the inner hem with an asymmetrical cut.
Oh my God, I want so
much. It's at that moment. Ogon comes into the back.
Yeah.
Is there time for one more fitting? And you all turn to see the ambassador.
I run up and give him a big hug, of course.
He hugs you back. Oh, my boy. I've missed you so much. How dare you come back to Alyria? You are less than a mile away. Don't even say hi. Don't even come visit.
Father, we have been extremely busy, and honestly, there's a lot for us to talk about. Did you get my letter that I sent?
I did. Yes.
By Anansi.
Something that we can talk about more in private, I assume. But
can I try to signal to Oakwan? I'm like, I didn't tell them yet. Like, just like a thing of like, they're so happy right now, man. Like, I tried to like.
Okay.
Can I do like a stealth roll to try to like, hey, man, like I didn't.
You can. He catches your eye and nods, but then goes back. Also, what he wants to talk about Abel with is very much something that he doesn't want everyone else to know as well. And he kind of says, Xenox, do you have the one that you had performed? And he says yes. And Xenox pulls out this when you were talking about like whatever, this beautiful kind of almost dress-like long to the ankle outfit with a very traditional Nuavian design on it, and a single golden thread that runs across his chest, with his necklace very broadly kind of out in the open. Yes, this will work. Thank you so much, Xenox, for your time. And he flips over.
What color is it?
So it's the traditional Nuavian colors. The dress is the kind of the skirt dress bottom piece is like the traditional Nuavian blue, but it has a very geometric design in white on it. And then the sash that comes across the top is the a blue that fades into the red that matches the traditional ceremonial necklace that Nuavians wear.
Very good taste, Father. Very good taste.
Well, he looks over and he says, "I see you're wearing a funeral garb, but looks very nice."
I thought I would try to blend in a bit more. Something I am practicing with all of the chaos that the ticket takers have been bringing to our daily life.
You stand next to Kaimana, you're going to vanish.
Ogon says, I just decided to say fuck you to the Alyrians and go full Nuavian for the evening.
I like it.
Well, It is good to see all of you well and safe. New faces as well. A friend of my son's is a friend of mine.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Dad.
Yeah, I gathered that.
He looks at Xenox, and Xenox bows and exits the room.
I'm going to roll deception against the group really quick.
Oh, okay.
Just to see if you pick up what's happening here. I rolled a nat 1. Cool. Jordan seems uncomfortable that Abel's status here. Like, super uncomfortable.
Do I pick up on the...
Yeah, I rolled a nat 1 and everyone probably picks up on it. I think with a nat 1, everyone knows. Even
I will, like, this is my dad, so I'm definitely going to call Juri out
he looks
in front of everyone. Like, what's going on? Why has your demeanor changed so much? What is the problem?
You look over and Juri has like tears in their eyes. I just
not like an asshole.
I'm so sorry. It's like not
Mari's
you
in the room. Can I just kind of like move over to Juri and kind of like just try to get a read if they want like physical comfort in this moment?
I'll just take a minute. I don't want to ruin it. I'll go. So, and Juri's like, it's really nice to meet you. No, it's really nice to meet you. Genuinely, I just need to like go. So
I apologize if I offend in any way.
No, and I'm sorry about everything that's happening right now, but that's not what this is about. So I should go. And you just like, I'll meet you guys outside. It's fine. So it'll just step outside.
Okay. As Xenox leaves the room, Alyria kind of stands up and then looks at Ogon, and Ogon looks back at her. But I suppose it might be time to discuss how do we get the princess out of this country. And that's what we'll pick up next time.
Ooh, nice. 2 cliffhangers.
Okay, before I forget,
okay.
Have any of y'all seen a Hawaiian graduation?
No.
Okay, so like leis are a big thing, like culturally, right?
Mm-hmm.
So typically everybody like comes to graduation.
Ooh.
And they want to give the graduate a lei, right? So it adds up.
Oh god, I'm looking at this picture of this guy. Oh my god. Oh wow.
Oh my god, that's beautiful.
That's hilarious.
No.
That is
You have said to Kaimana, this is a very important occasion.
No.
And he has
look at all the love, man.
He has the spell plant growth.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. And just stand you next to Abel.
Yeah. You're gonna smell him coming before you see him.
That's true.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. Everyone chose really cool stuff, by the way.
I love it.
I love what everybody picked.
I feel like yours is kind of giving me like Yul Brenner, like King and I kind of moment, which I love. Like that kind of like air of confidence. I love.
It's giving me Barbie Princess and the Nutcracker. And I'm gonna be real, Rob. That's one of the highest compliments I can give. So
agreed. A classic. One of the best movies ever made.
We're gonna need a masquerade art piece.
I was about to say, listen, I'll whole ass draw all your characters. I love drawing fucking shit like this.
Yes,
obviously.
please.
I drew 2 outfits for Juri. I drew an outfit and then I didn't like it, so I drew another one.
If you look at what you drew for Juri, it is like the exact opposite of what I found for.
And you didn't plan that either. I
did not plan. I literally was looking.
I didn't post it yet. I was like, I'll surprise everyone else with it because I sent it to Jace and Atwood and Josh, and I was like, ooh, I'll surprise the other 2. So no, you just truly picked
literally is
opposite,
like
which is
it's like
funny.
inspired, similarly inspired, but like the exact opposite.